Hola, muy buenas. Bienvenidos de nuevo al Let's Play de Sherlock Holmes. Vamos a empezar con un nuevo caso. Se llama El misterio ferroviario. Y nada, nos quedamos al principio. O sea que vamos a ver de qué trata. Ah, vale, me acuerdo. Bueno, si no os acordáis de el vídeo anterior, nos habían contado que te íbamos a ir a ver. A ver, mejor en primera persona. ¿Cómo? Sí, ahora. A un amigo, a una casa de campo. Watson está haciendo la
Holmes,
maleta.
please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
Y yo tengo que pedir un carruaje. Bueno, pues nada. Vamos allá.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
Perfecto. Vamos allá. Bueno, el caso anterior no fue del todo mal. Yo creo que lo resolví bastante bien. Vamos a ver qué tal se nos da este caso. La duración de cada caso, como vengo diciendo, es de unas 3 horas o así.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight,
¿Qué?
it's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Me jodas que ha desaparecido
Excuse
el
me,
tren.
sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
Eso, vamos.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Muy bien. Vamos a ver qué ha pasado con el tren, que ha desaparecido. Bueno, también tengo que decir otra cosa, que en los últimos vídeos que he ido subiendo hubo un problema con el audio y no se oye en los comentarios. Pero en fin, el vídeo se ve bien. Podéis continuar con el gameplay tranquilamente. Y nada, ya estos ya saldrán todos, espero, correctamente. No haya más problemas. Bueno, vamos a continuar.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Vamos a ver. Resolver el misterio del tren desaparecido. Examinar las vías donde desapareció el tren. Perfecto. A ver. Bueno, vamos. Ah, aquí te vas. Digo, no sé, por si esa gente... Una estación bonita. Doncaster, London. Es Pues yo juraría... Pues no me acuerdo si fue de la izquierda o la derecha, pero en el vídeo juraría que venía por allí. O por aquí. ¿Watson?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Joder. Que no... Train service. A ver.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
¿Y esto? No comunican, ¿no? A veces. Por si acaso. Vale. Una vía vieja. No hay fuera de servicio. Un edificio.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
Ahí hay algo. Creo que he visto como un cuchillo o algo en el suelo. Si no me equivoco. No, era... No era nada. Ahí hay algo también. Aunque te lo indican, ¿eh? ¿Un carro? Rodadas del carromato. Vale. Bien, tampoco es que me diga mucho. ¡Ey! Ahora. Vehículo pesado por aquí. Y por aquí. Está cerrado.
This road should lead to the town of Evesham.
¿Alguien ha venido por aquí? ¿O ha salido por aquí? ¿Estoy haciendo algo mal o...? Ahora. ¿No sale?
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
Vamos a ver. Ah, la distancia de los ejes.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Cállate. 1, 20, unas 19 pulgadas, supongo que serán.
Nothing interesting here.
Pero en fin, ¿no lo marca?
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
2 metros.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
Muy
These
pesado,
traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Hombre, no creo que un carro pueda robar... O sea, con un carro se pueda robar un tren. Pero... nunca se sabe. Tengo que hablar de esto con alguien. Como veis, cuando pone conversación es que hay que hablar con alguien.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible. Is it, Holmes?
Verdad. Es imposible. A ver si me dicen aquí algo.
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Espérate, que solo ir por aquí. Bueno, aquí hay... Nada interesante. Por aquí. Nada, me voy. Me gusta mucho más la primera persona. Aquí todo... no veo nada raro. Todo parece normal, salvo juraría que esa piedra está flotando. Pero en fin, es un efecto óptico. Creo que está un poco levitando, pero bueno, sigamos. Hmm. Vaya, vaya. Esto no lo... En otro caso no se utiliza.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Bien. ¿Qué tenemos por aquí? Varias cosas, ¿no? Vale. Empecemos. A ver, Holmes.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
¿Y esto qué es?
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here.
Uf, pues entonces... No sé...
There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Sí.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising.
Vale.
This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Ya veo, ya. Para ver hacia por dónde se mueve, ¿no? El ferrocarril. Vamos, ¿hay alguna forma de correr? Sí, con el RT. Vamos a hablar con el de la estación. ¿Hay este hombre? El jefe de estación, evidentemente.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Sí, es extraño. Tú no sabrás nada al respecto, ¿no? Ah. Sí, bueno, eso es algo evidente. ¿Qué es esto? Insignia honorífica. Y aquí hay algo. Que tiene manchas, ¿no? Manchas de tierra. El anillo. Alianza. A ver, ¿qué
Could
me
you
dices?
please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be.
Ya.
However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Por supuesto. Los cogeremos.
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few 100 feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
O sea, material ferroviario, como raíles, para montar vías.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Vale, los planos
See you later, my good
y
man.
el mapa. Espera. A ver. Los planos. Creo que me ha dicho que es... ¿Qué es esto? ¿Y esto? ¿Estas piezas?
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Nada interesante parece ser.
This part is probably from a locomotive.
¿No era aquí? ¿Dónde coño está el...? No, no es aquí. Sí, aquí está el mapa, creo. Pero me faltan los planos. Nottingham to London. ¿Y esto? Parece una cantera al lado del lago este.
This map will be useful.
Luego lo examinaremos más detenidamente. ¿Ves? Juraría que es una cantera. Necesito... No. Sí, necesito los planos del tren. Esto es un sistema postal. ¿Me podías dar tú? Voy a tener que estar dando vueltas. Aquí. La reina Victoria. Platform tickets. Vaya. Una máquina. Muy chula, muy chula. Aquí. Aquí. Perfecto. ¿Telegrama?
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
¿El señor Robinson? ¿Será alguien importante?
Here is the train set.
Vale. 3 vagones, no, 6 en total. Locomotora, vagón carbonero, vagón de primera clase, vagón postal, vagón especial, por petición del señor Robinson. O sea, locomotora, el carbonero, el de primera, el postal y antes del de segunda clase el especial. ¿Quién es el señor Robinson y qué transportaba ahí?
A telegraph.
Sí. Aquí está el kit de la cuestión. Evidentemente es... Me estoy dando cuenta que no puedo cerrar las puertas. Algo raro. Sí. Vamos a comprobar ciertas cosas. Con iconos específicos, vale. La composición del tren desaparecido era la siguiente: locomotora, vagón carbonero, vagón de primera clase, vagón postal, vagón especial. Vale, y el vagón de segunda clase. Tengo que hablar con alguien sobre esto. Sí. El jefe de la estación me parece... Jardinería. Sí, no creo que este hombre tenga nada que ver. A ver qué me dices del señor Robinson, por favor. Necesito información. Sí.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Bueno.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? Oh, I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Un problema con
Of
los
course.
pasajeros.
It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
Estación
See you later,
subterránea.
my good man.
Bueno, sabemos que en el vagón ese parece que es un vagón de seguridad donde se guardaba algo importante. Por lo tanto, yo creo... Sí, en cuanto averigüe más o menos lo que se transportaba, que alguien lo ha robado. Pero ¿cómo es posible? ¿Cómo es posible? Pues vamos a comprobarlo. Con los pasajeros en la estación de Bridlington. Vale, vámonos a la estación. Esto va en marcha, ¿eh? Esto está clarete. Watson. ¿Y eso? Espera, voy a mirar el espacio de deducción, a ver si tengo algo de momento. No. Bueno, puedo poner sin rastro. No. 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 No tengo nada de momento. Nada. Faltan datos. Sigamos.
Holmes, how is it even possible
Joder,
for a
otra vez lo
train to
mismo, tío.
disappear?
No lo sé, eso lo vamos a averiguar ahora mismo. Qué chulo, tío. Vamos a averiguar. A ver. Pasajero enfadado.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Bueno, a ver qué te ha pasado. A ver. ¿Qué puedes decirme? Ropa de trabajo. ¿Qué es esto? Billete barato. Alianza. Piel basta.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Puede ser el problema este.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared, but I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid, and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Ya. Dígame algo más.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Claro, claro.
Goodbye, sir.
Españoles. Ya veo, ya. Extraño. Vamos a ver. La jugada por las manos del pasajero parece que es un trabajo especialista. No lleva equipaje, viaja solo y no por placer, toma el tren a diario para ir a trabajar y regresa a casa. Debe de estar familiarizado con esta línea férrea y con sus estaciones, así como con el resto de pasajeros habituales. ¿Y este hombre? Que parece un ricachón, ¿no? Señor Robinson, vaya, parece americano.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Bueno, evidentemente este es un ricachón. Australiano. Ropa cara. Anillo de oro. Juraría que lleva un candado en esto. Sí. Piel de cocodrilo.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Un prototipo, ¿eh?
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my
Chilenos.
prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazas Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
No sabe mucho. ¿Cuánto vale ese prototipo?
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damned train.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely
Parece un
unacceptable.
poco estratagema, ¿no?
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Bueno, bueno.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazas Chilean Company.
Vale, solo se quedaron estos entonces. Tendrá que ver... No. Exactamente, con todos menos Yo creo que fue intencionadamente. De momento. Sí. Pienso eso. Sí, luego hay que decidir una u otra. Vale. Jefe de la estación, a ver qué me cuenta este hombre.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Antes de las preguntas, como siempre, voy a examinar. Instrucciones. ¿Y esto?
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with 2 furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service.
Yeah.
They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports
Bueno,
are confidential.
¿En serio?
Confidential, you say. How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Ya. Por eso...
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so.
El revisor,
He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
¿Qué mensaje?
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Llegó y salió. Sí, pero faltan palabras. Es raro. Sí. ¿Y esto?
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
El 50% de su valor. 15.000 libras. Un año. Qué extraño. Hombre, si fuera mucho dinero sí que lo sospecharía, pero... Pero siendo tan poco dinero, no sé. La verdad. Es extraño, es extraño. Vamos a la estación esta, a ver. Crimen y castigo. Dostoyevski. Bueno. Vamos aquí. A ver qué tal.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Botellas, Tú, lo de ponerte en el medio, ¿lo haces adrede o...? ¿Está durmiendo? ¿Está cocido?
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
Sí, el cómo.
By his sleeping off the
Cómo mandas
alcohol,
mensaje.
I mean. Wake up, please.
What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
A ver. Nariz roja. Sí, evidentemente. Ropa limpia, eso sí. Ah. La petaquilla. ¿Y esto qué es? Va a ser un alambre, ¿no? Hilo de pescar.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
The station master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Ya. Y no es que estabas borracho en una cuba.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Ya
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Fiambres. Pues qué desastre, tú. ¿Qué es esto? Ah, alfabeto Morse, ¿eh?
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
A telegraph.
Una báscula. Ya ves, qué chula.
A fishing advertisement.
Pesca, ¿eh? Tendrá algo que ver que este hombre La pesca, ¿ves? ¿Y este? ¿Y el señor Robinson? Pues negocio. Nada concluyente, evidentemente, nada concluyente. ¿Y esto?
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
Ah, perfecto, pues nada. Es un poco extraño, pero es fácil. Solo hay que hacer coincidir las líneas y ya está. Vamos a ver qué hay aquí dentro. Parece que en el suelo hay marcas de algo. Alguien ha arrastrado algo.
Bags were recently dragged here. French wine, a remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage.
Ya veo, ya.
They were likely taken from the parcels.
Ya. ¿He oído algo? ¿Y esto?
Railway post bags.
Vale, nada claro, vamos. Que os robe cosas no me dice nada. Vamos a ir al almacén. Nada interesante, mucho trasto.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere.
Bien.
Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights. And heard the whistle.
Huh.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Huh.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Huh. Ya sé por dónde vas. ¿Y si alguien hizo creer que era un tren utilizando una cosa de estas que se puede mover manualmente con una luz y un silbato? Pero el tren ya había desaparecido. Tarea, experimento del tren falso. La resina desmantelada parece que está directamente relacionada con nuestro misterio. Hay que reconstruirla para comprobar si puede pasar por el tren desaparecido. Perfecto. Perfecto. Ya van saliendo las cosas. Claro, era imposible. Pues nada. Qué bonito amanecer o atardecer. Amanecer, ¿no? Vamos a dejar el capítulo aquí. Y en el próximo capítulo empezaremos a reconstruir el tren fantasma. O el tren falso. Venga, hasta luego.